Hello, today is a full moon, and I am here to do a full moon card pull. And we are using oops, very bright today, the Moonology message cards by Yasmin Boland. So I have already dumped 2 cards out, and these are the cards that so I asked for a collective card pull. So these will be take what you can, what resonates with you out of the messages, and leave the rest. So here is November's full moon card pull. And the first one is, don't we know it? Changes. Isn't that beautiful? Changes, and it comes with, it says Quicksilver Moon changes. But what struck me at what drew me at first was all the it's beautiful. Like, the changes are beautiful. There's like the flowers and everything. Yes, dear ones, we know that there is, oh, changes afoot for sure. And as you can tell, so many of you are currently in the angst of changes, but we would invite you to recognize that you are not the only ones in your particular country or neighborhood or community that are going through changes, but that this is a global effect indeed. And as a global change is happening, more and more is felt at the personal level. So it is not in your imagination that you perhaps are feeling pulled one way or another, just as the moon pulls the tide, but it is part of the collective program, the collective plan, the collective plan of what is currently happening on your planet. And this is not something that you may, from your human point of view, think of as happening quickly, for it seems to be dragging on. We have heard many of you say, but for us, it is literally the blink of an eye in time, as you call it. For changes take what you would say time. And because this is a collective change, a global change, things shift and sift and sort at a deeper level from the personal to the global aspects. So there is much shifting through the system right now. We invite you to take care of yourself during these many changes, to care for your physical and mental well-being, to not be tied so emotionally to that of the greater perspective, but to take to heart what you can in your neighborhood, in your community, in your family and circle of influence, and you yourself, rather than fretting and fussing over the global shifting and sorting. For there is much left to sort and sift before things settle. Do not think that one decision or choice made by another will have the final say. We have said this before, we will say it again. Now is the great awakening, and during this process, which will is leading up to a time shift, your choices and actions are what will choose the timeline that you continue on. It is for this reason that there are so many eruptions happening at this point in time. Allow yourself to feel the emotions you have as a human, and to recognize that there is, as always, a divine undertaking. that as all things are connected and the universe is, as always, looking for the highest good of all, this will occur. We want to reassure you, just as the moon pulls the tide and then pulls it back again, there is the ebb and flow. And though you may feel like it is overwhelming now, there is a pattern. There is an ebb and flow to all the changes that are currently happening. So take a closer look at yourself, your family, your neighborhood, your community. Where can you allow the flow of love, the flow of gratitude, the flow of the universe to take place? Do not shortcut your emotions. Allow them to flow, for they will come and go and come and go if you allow them. And then have faith, dear one, that all is right with the world. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, so that's changes. Alrighty, we're still up, and they've been saying for some time now that there's a reason for all this chaos. There is order in the chaos. Love that. Okay, card 2 is watch for signs. Isn't that pretty? That's funny because the blue butterfly for me is my Nana who passed. Watch for signs. Follow the moon. Watch for signs. Okay, dear ones, now we are down to business, and we would invite you at this time, for the full moon is the perfect time to be letting go, to release things that are not needed anymore. Just as the card showed you the butterfly, it releases its body as the caterpillar. It releases the cocoon. Now is the time to notice in the next few days, what is it that is trying to fly away from you? Are you holding on to it? Are you grasping it out of habit? Or perhaps you are disinclined to allow something to leave, for you think that you have failed or that somehow you are lacking. This is not the case. Even if something is not complete, sometimes it is simply outgrown its purpose and you have moved on before its completion. Do not hold tightly, do not grasp, but rather in the next few days, notice what you may let go of freely, with ease, and allow more joy in. Leave space for that which is next in line. Things will be lining up. Synchronicity is waiting to take place as long as there is space for it to occur. Notice where you're grasping. Notice where you're holding on. Allow yourself to see, yes, ask for guidance to see what your thoughts are behind the holding tightly. Is it perhaps feeling that you are responsible for something or someone or a circumstance or a relationship, and that you somehow cannot let it go on its own, much like a parent who wants to hold tight their child when they are truly ready to fly the nest? Allow your thinking, your beliefs to come to the surface. Sometimes they are uncomfortable, as this one has gathered this week, but they are the gateway to freedom. Noticing your thoughts and beliefs, bringing it to the light, simply they vanish. They cannot live in the light, in the acknowledgement, in the seeing how silly they are. And in this time of revelation, of seeking for signs, allow yourself some fun. Do not take it to heart as personal. For the minute you judge yourself for being human, you disallow the flow, you disallow your mind to acknowledge and see the signs. Your guides and angels and your higher self, we are always sending you signs. So notice the signs of things to let go of and have fun with it, for we are always in a state of joy. Oh, that's cool. So I kept seeing these like, it was kind of like I will be having a very serious day, and all of a sudden a truck would go past with some funny saying on it. It's kind of like excuse me, notice where uh, your team is really getting in touch with you, and they're going to be using humor. I just like that was very clear. They're definitely going to be using humor. Okay, so everybody have a fabulous day. I will see you all soon, and happy Friday.